How was the bye week for you?
It was good. It was a good opportunity, obviously, to look through the first 11 weeks of not only trends in the NFL, but kind of certain units, how we need to approach it moving forward. Certain strengths that we have, certain challenges that we have. Maybe it's a personnel technique that we got to tweak, and it's very telling. Obviously, when you look at the culmination of every game, is how teams are attacking you and how you're attacking them. I think that's critical when you are composing a game plan, because you want to make certain that you're breaking tendencies, but you're also being sound, and you're improving your technique and obviously production and scheme.
Mike, you had both Graham and Jamie coming back from injuries last game. What did you see from them, and how much more progress have they made at this point?
Yeah, no, I think they were ready. Obviously, come Germany, I think they'll be the first to tell you that game specifically wasn't up to their standard, and our standard in general. So I know they want to do better, and I know they will do better, and they've had a good week of practice to make sure that they do. I know we're excited as an organization to have our two specialists back.
Where's Graham at in regards to range, and are you back to where he was pre-injury, or are you still like managing? Okay, he's still coming back from an injury type deal.
Yeah, his first game back. We felt that he was back to normal, so his normal range. We obviously wouldn't have put him out there if we didn't think that he had the ability to, if we had to necessarily condense his range in that regard. So we feel like he's ready to go this game as well, just back to normal, and he's excited to do so.
I feel like there was a kick early on, though. Maybe it was even the first drive then that, there was a chance to kick a long field goal with him. What was your input on that? Or you thought he's good from 55 or whatever, I think at the time.
Yeah, we have lots of discussions as coaches in terms of what we're trying to get accomplished in that drive when we get into plus territory, and that obviously fluctuates in terms of situation in the game. What's the opponent's strengths, what's the opponent's weaknesses. So that's always going to be fluid, but. Like I've said in the past, when we're sent out there, the expectation is, we've come up with a yard line and we're expected to make the kick. So whether it's a 60-yarder, whether it's a 50-yarder, bunny inside the 20, we'll be ready to go.
When you're studying what to prepare for Tampa Bay, I would imagine you watch a lot of Giants film and talk to your guys about their units and what schemes they like. How much have they changed with T-Mac being down there now instead of the stuff they did here?
So I think whenever I prepare for an opponent, I always look at obviously where the coordinator has been, the certain things, and obviously taking a peek at what they've done in the past here with the Giants. That's big, but you also have to see how they're utilizing their personnel, because the personnel is different. And in this league, obviously it's meant to showcase obviously your personnel. So there's a heavy emphasis, obviously, like any opponent, to see what he does, but how he's featuring certain personnel. Are there similarities to what he's done in the past? Some, but at the end of the day, it is different being with new players.
We have time for a couple more. Yeah, I have a big picture question, totally unrelated to the Giants. When do you think, as I watched the games last week, it just seemed like 55, 60, 58-yard field goals are like now no problem. You're like expected to make those. When do you think that changed and why? Because when I was growing up, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, no, I think the athletes continuously grow and get better. I think because of young players coming up in this game and being able to watch attributes of a pro and being able to fine-tune things and learn from tape, I think you have a more fine-tuned athlete than you had in the past. So these guys are learning from some of the best, and that continuously raises the bar. It's no different than, a track runner breaking a record, and how that's always, raising the bar in terms of that. So these kickers are getting stronger, they're getting more accurate. And in that regard, I think it will continue to, rise slightly.